Host Stratton Brown. I interview successful entrepreneurs from around the world to see what moves they've made in their lives to get successful and, more importantly, stay successful. I'm here to make sure you can create a better life for you and your family. Let's tune in. Welcome to the Winning Move podcast. We have one of my closest friends, Michael Zuber, on again today. How you doing, Mike?
Doing great, Stratton. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Pushing along, trying to organize this event that we're going to put together.
Yeah.
Just staying busy, man.
That's awesome.
What about you?
A little frustrated, right? I honestly want to get out and about. My significant other, wife, Olivia, who you know is not as energetic to get out and about. So I'm having to balance that nonsense. So
what? While we're on that subject, bro, how did you get Olivia to buy into your real estate dream?
Oh, that's a good question. It was actually our dream from the jump. We both were high-tech workers, actually met her at the office, and we're both we're kind of financially oriented. So we kind of spoke the same language. We both have MBAs, so we kind of vibed right away. And then we started obviously the relationship, and we were raising her daughter together, right? I'm a stepdad, and it was always important for us to provide more for Teresa than we had. That was like day one, ride or die kind of stuff. And we tried in the stock market. We honestly both gave an honest effort to day trading, stock investing. I've been very public about my success and then utter failure in that aspect. And real estate became our next thing, right? It was tangible. It was something you could learn, you could find value, you can create value. And she has been such a trooper. I mean, I wrote about that horrible story with our first rental. She was the one that said, keep going. So having a supportive spouse, significant other is just a huge relief. I wouldn't be anywhere without her.
I don't get how I truly don't think you can start an investing business journey if your spouse isn't on board. I really don't, because you're going to get a divorce. Yeah,
I want to be clear. I'm talking 100% on board. If they're 99% on board, they're not on board. Because what'll happen in real estate and entrepreneurship is you're going to have a lot of bad days. And those bad days seem to pile up in the beginning. And if your spouse is at home, 99% committed, you're going to hear little chirps every once in a while that either knock you down or piss you off or cause you to give up. If your spouse is 100% on board, they will support you. When you're down, they're up. When they're down, you're supposed to be up. It's definitely reciprocation. I've talked very publicly about a couple of my rough days, and Olivia both times came through and said, I got you, buck up. We'll be fine. Let's go. It's not that bad. She really can turn a bad day around. So it's all good.
Oh, hands down. And it's the same for me and Kalani, to where I try and keep her up when things are bad. But man, and we have some shitty days, man. There are some really shitty days to where she's just so upbeat. We got this, you got this, we're going to be fine. Right. Because I truly think when you start doing this in real estate, you have money going out, you have tenants not paying you, right? They owe you 100,000 plus, right? Probably 200,000 at this point in back rent. And luckily you have a portfolio to sustain that.
It's a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
But having the positivity behind that and all that, I think if you don't have a spouse who's on board, you really got to have that honest conversation. Is it your marriage or is it what you're trying to achieve? Because you're going to lose your marriage in the process of it. I truly think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've talked to lots of people one way or the other, right? They're on, the other one's off, and it goes both ways. I've had just as many women who are on this that their husbands aren't that I've had the other way around, right? We just are both men, and we have our significant are women, right? But it goes both ways. I want to be very clear there. It's not a sexist thing. And yeah, I mean, if they're not 100% on board, you got to step back and ask why. That's what I tell a lot of people is, why aren't you on board? Is it because you as an entrepreneur are scatterbrained and you've already tried 17 different things and all of them haven't worked? If so, own up. because especially now, right? The adults, they were either hurt by or their family was hurt by the Great Recession and lost homes. There's a lot of people that lost homes. So do they have that in their background, right? Did their mom and dad lose a house? Did their brother or sister lose a house? Understand, ask, right? And then the other thing that I tell people to do is, okay, they're not on board. Well, you know what? Get off your ass and go learn your market. Go show them daily commitment, right? I talk about focus and daily execution. Go learn your goddamn market for 90 days. And at the end of 90 days, show them 117 listings and tell them why the top 3 are the best and why the bottom 3 aren't. Show them something. Don't just jibber jabber all day long. Buck up and do some freaking work.
That is it. I think, and that's a lot of people to where I would say you probably running the same thing. I have people coming up to me telling me they're doing day trading, drop shipping, wholesaling, and buying rentals all at the same time. And I'm like, bro, you got to focus, bro. Like, dude, you got to focus.
No, everybody I know who is a multimillionaire got that way in one lane. Then and only then did they branch out to this mythical 7 streams of income. The fact that you think you could do 7 things from scratch is comical, in my opinion.
I think, and I mean, so I run, what is it? We have, I'd say 2 main companies.
Okay.
And just the deviation, and then we have a bunch of little ancillary things inside of those, but the deviation with those 2 main companies is a lot.
I bet. That's Christ. That's a lot. Yeah.
Right. It's a lot of just like the different things you have to handle. And then you don't include content, which is a whole nother beast and company of its own. So let's call that 3. And then we have the storage. That's a new one that comes in to where if you're scatterbrained across all those things, like Jeff Bezos only built Amazon. Jeff Bezos didn't build a bunch of different shit. He bought up the other companies.
Yeah.
He bought
and let's be clear. Amazon was a bookseller for like a decade or 2. He built the engine. He built the same day shipping. He built all of that on freaking books. And oh, by the way, he finally figured out, shipping a book, like shipping a printer or a basketball or whatever it is, kind of the same thing. But he worked it out selling books. Focus.
Yeah, you have to focus. And now it's okay. I have to remind myself to focus all the time because like when you get entrepreneurial minded, like, oh, fuck it, I'll start another business. This person sucks. I can do it better. Like I'll start another business. And then you got to stay focused, right? And do all of that. But to all the people who are just getting started into the entrepreneurship world or like and this isn't just young people, bro. This is people who are 18 all the way up to their 50s where they're doing 5 things at a time and they don't just get good at one thing, like one trait.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, they're saying, I don't remember where I heard this, but I think it takes like 10,000 hours to become really good at something like that. Go do that, right? Go do something for 10,000 hours and then you have permission to branch out.
I think sales. I think everybody should, and I hate sales. And so I'm forcing myself to get better at sales because I know that is the number one way I can pull a lever.
Yeah.
The better I get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. I was going to say there's 2 skills, right? So what a lot of people don't realize is I'm naturally an introvert, right? You see me talk. I have a YouTube channel. I talk in front of groups. That is so not who I was growing up. I was an accountant, right? I was comfortable sitting in front of my computer, playing with Excel spreadsheets and doing journal entries. That was my comfort zone. It wasn't until I realized I needed to make some money and accountants don't make anything that I had to go figure out where it is. And it very quickly in Silicon Valley, either you're going to be an engineer, a computer scientist, or a salesperson. If you want to make money, can't write code, not an engineer. I better figure it out. Oh, by the way, I was shy. I didn't understand how to use my voice. I didn't understand how to tell a story. There was nothing there, but damn it.
You developed it though. Like you have to develop it, even though you hate it. And this is something I tried to avoid forever to where like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to operate my unique ability. I'm not that good at sales. I really just had to start looking at it, bro. It's just fucking sports. Like you're going to get better. You're going to get better at backpedaling and you're going to fail a lot. And then eventually it'll be good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I my superpower is once I focus, I can do something over and over and it's exciting every time. I don't know. For a lot of people, they do something over and over and it feels repetitive and it just goes away.
Yeah,
Mine is like,
I die.
I enjoy it. I enjoy the next attempt. And because even if it's 1% better, I'll feel it. I'll know it. So this is what I did, right? I got into being what's called a pre-sales agent, right? Which basically means there's a sales guy in the room that talks price and does negotiations, but I'm there to show them how the application works, right? I'm supposed to be the smart guy in the room. That really is not me, but I could fake it well. But what I did is I learned that software. I learned the story. I learned how to branch and do U-turns. I did my presentation, no lie, 100 times to myself in an empty room. 100 times. And then I went prime time and I made a lot of money. But I did it I counted 100 times, 60 minutes, 100 hours. I would do it 3, sometimes 4 times a day, over and over and over again. It's just repetition, man. It's amazing. You get so confident with repetition.
It really is. And if anyone else does play sports, and that's, I would say, the only reason I was any good, because I'd be, again, doing the work when no one else was doing the work, developing one thing that sucked to where I'd be on a football field doing breaks on every hash mark for hours at a time just so I could be 1 second faster to make that extra step. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What's going on, Emilio? Thank
you. You have natural gifts, right? You were gifted with some great athletic ability, but if you don't hone it, you don't work on it, you'll lose it. So what made you get that cup of coffee with Seattle is your work ethic, not what you were naturally born with. It was that combination of those two things and your hunger to be 1% better, 1 second faster. That's a gift. You just turn that on sales, you'll be amazing.
Well, and the one I don't think people understand, I'm a shitty athlete compared to the people who I was playing with.
Well,
right.
Where it was, when you get to that level, yeah, most of us are like sitting on a couch, brother. We're not on the field, right? So let's appreciate levels here.
But even was in college, I saw the gap. I was
really?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. In college, I saw the gap.
Okay.
To where between me, like they're faster than me. I was like a skinny guy. They were bigger than me. So I had to just get good at certain things. And I watched more film than everybody else. So I had to make myself smarter. Right. And then I would just work harder to where I had the grit to make those plays and everything else. But as a normal athlete making it D1, okay, now I made it D1. But when I got there, there was no reason ever I should have been on the field based off of athletic ability.
No, that's exactly right. Right. God-given gifts can take you so far. It's the people that put the work ethic in to go the next level, whether it's real estate, entrepreneurship, athletics, family, like relationships with you and your wife. If you don't work on it,
oh God,
it's only going to go so far. You've got to work on this stuff.
And I love that topic because like I need to be, and I feel like people don't realize it's just another avenue of your business. If you can think about it that way, it's just another avenue of your business that needs attention, needs focus. To where I've came home the last 2 days at 11 o'clock at night from fucking working and everything else, to where now I like feel the distance building. Like, oh shit, like now I got to go do something. And like, because like, I don't want that there. Like, but you got to get on it.
Yeah. You better go make pancakes in the morning or something, brother. You got to show that little love.
Right. But it's just another aspect of your business that is there that needs that attention, and family, wife, spouse. It's all work. To me, it's all work.
Yeah. I want to challenge that word. I don't like that word. Work is what you get paid for, right? Work equals income for most people. I want to change that 4-letter word to life. It's just life, right?
Okay.
It's just life. Yeah. I think work's the wrong word. I think it's life. And you can choose what to do in your life. The beauty of being a human being is you have choices. You get to choose how you want. You chose to work till 11 o'clock at night, 2 days in a row. I'm just using your example. You got home. You were probably tired, a little cranky, maybe. I don't know. That was a choice, but it's still your life, right? So, and oh, by the way, you have a significant other, you have a son, all those great things. But what are you going to do the next day? How are you going to show them, a little love? Just it doesn't have to be equal, right? That's the beauty of working on relationships. Just the little things sometimes. Like just put it out there, man. Stratton, go make pancakes tomorrow morning or whatever you can make in the morning for them. I bet they'd be. You would see a smile across your significant other's face and your kids. It'd be amazing.
Hands down. I had another thought on that one.
Well, let me give you
It's not
one more.
work.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
definitely life. I wanted to get back to the point of sales. There are two skills. Sales is one, but the other one that I have 6 years of college education. Of all my classes, it was at a junior college. My most valuable, the only class that made me $1 million was public speaking.
Hands down.
The art of public speaking. There's actually an art to it. So I would tell anybody growing up, anybody that's getting into college, frankly, if you can do it in high school, do it in high school. Challenge yourself to do public speaking. And again, I was an introvert. I remember my first 30-second presentation in front of a room. I thought I was shaking like a leaf. Right? I mean, I was petrified. I'm sure I was sweating. I mean, it was 30 years ago, but yeah, it's public speaking, especially as we move forward, right? With side hustles and all these other things going on. Public speaking is hands down the most valuable college class outside if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. Take public speaking, folks. Toastmasters, something. Challenge yourself to get uncomfortable.
And so my significant other, Kalani, does Toastmasters every week. And I did some Toastmasters a little while ago. I think it's amazing. And now, right, if you can be so good at public speaking that you command 6 figures for 30 minutes of your time, and that's not uncommon for the good public speakers. Like, that's hell yeah. And all you do is talk about what you do.
Yeah.
You're doing nothing else but then talking about what you talk about in your content.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Ed Milet came to that Lions Not Sheep event. He told a story that I'd heard on the podcast. And he spoke about things I'd all heard before, but he did it in such a way publicly with his energy and everything else. And it still commands the 6 figures. But like the entire thing, I knew exactly what was coming, but he did it so well. I was like, wow, yeah, like that's a dope
awesome
guy.
Yeah, he's intense. That's it. Public speaking is more than the words, more than your voice. It's how you go up and down. It's how you use your body. It's how you use the stage. There's a lot to it. So yeah, it's a wonderful skill.
Did you read? And so one thing I think I need to do a lot better at, and this goes into sales and public speaking, is the art of storytelling. Do you have any books on the art of storytelling?
Nothing that comes to mind. I did a lot of that 30 years ago when I was trying to convert from being an introvert to extrovert. I don't remember any, but I'll look it up and I'll send you a note if I can find some.
I think the art of storytelling within sales, within public speaking, in what's called dinner topics, everything else, if you can tell a good story, you can capture an audience, you can capture people, and you're going to.
You want to know a secret? Well. You want to know a secret to sales? Here's a secret.
Don't talk.
Just for you. Yeah, shut up and listen. That's a good one, but that's not it. One mouth, 2 ears. That's a good one too. No, the things that work in sales, what people don't realize is people buy emotionally, but they justify logically. Think about that, right? Think about a car. Think about spending $10 million on software, whatever, all the stuff I sold. My first job was to hook you emotionally. I had to make a connection to a better life, a better work-life experience, beat the competition, whatever it was for you and your organization. I had to find that secret avenue that made you see your day job, your company, your whatever, life or business change. If I could hook you emotionally, justifying logically is easy. The reason I was a #1 sales rep for, I don't know, like 7 out of 8 years or something like that, is because I only focused on the emotion. Some of my peers always wanted to go logic. Oh, well, if you do 17 widgets and I save you 6 seconds a widget, I save you, 107 seconds a time. That's not how people buy. They buy emotionally. I was always focused on emotion. I was always trying to figure out, well, what's going on in your life out here? Yeah, it could be pain. It's either pain or pleasure, right? People, pain is easier, but if you can find pleasure, that's equally good. It's just different out there. But yeah, dude, it's all about emotions. You sell it, you hook them emotionally. Think about a buyer, like when you're doing wholesale deals and you got 17 wholesalers calling them up. The person that's likely going to win is the person that emotionally connects with that person, understands the story. It's probably not even the person with the highest number, right? So
no. always in wholesale, it's always how can you connect with that person? And then I think it's how can you focus on the pain and actually solve their problems? And again, like paint that picture into emotionally, what am I going to do for you? Because logically, like that's just price.
Think
logically, just list it.
Yeah, think about call magicians. What you've created with call magicians, your entire job, your entire sales team should be trying to figure out what's the emotion of that end buyer, right? Whether it's a doctor or a dentist or any other business looking to outsource tasks. Stop talking about, we're going to allow you to remove headcount and do this and that and this, the other thing. Talk about growth. Talk about value. Talk about how they can get home at night and spend time with their family. Talk about how they can reduce.
No more work.
Training expenses. Talk about all these emotional things. And then if they need a ROI or a justification, you whip out some stupid Excel spreadsheet and you're done. It's amazing.
Exactly. So our number one selling point, and I'm taking sales courses, talking to salespeople all the time to get better at this, is you're creating a better life to where now I work, but I don't work, right? Like a lot of it is handled by our virtual assistants to where now we can come in and step in. If it's like a real estate investor, we can handle majority of your tasks so you can spend time with your family and just focus on, all you do is talk to sellers who want to sell right now.
Yeah.
We can handle dispo. We can handle lead management. We can handle all your admin tasks, pulling lists, and transaction coordination.
I would even go another level. I mean, if you really want to talk emotions, again, this won't work on everybody, but this is what I'd be selling. Is I'd be talking to the entrepreneur and damn, you're big. How can you do all of these things? You know what? Everybody I talk to in this business has 3 or 4 things that they don't like. They're not good at and don't like. What?
Say that one more time, Mike. You just cut out.
Oh, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. So what I would do in your world, sorry for the cutout, but I heard you. It's weird. Anyways, is I would try to figure out, and I'd be having that conversation with the real estate guy. This is what I would do. I'd go, great. You're an entrepreneur. You're wearing 17 hats. I don't know what I don't know how you do it. It's amazing. You must work 100 hours a week. Just sell it up, right? Build pain. And then what I do is I'd go, and you know what? Every other real estate entrepreneur I talk to, they have 4 or 5 things that they're bad at and they hate. Do you have something like that? Oh, I this and oh, I that. Well, you know what?
All right, that's a great
how
way
much
to find
do those
that.
How much do those 4 or 5 things cost you hourly? Right? Of those 100 hours, how many of those hours are on shit you hate? And oh, by the way, you suck at. Oh, dude, I spend 20 hours because again, I suck at it, so it takes me forever. Well, you know what? Why don't I come in and do all that shit you hate? And I'm going to give you 20 hours back in your life. What could you do with 20 hours? Could you go to your kid's ball game? Could you coach his baseball team? Dude, that's how you do it. That's what I'd be doing.
Hands down. And that is gold if you guys are listening to it as far as sales goes. I think, and there's a negative connotation in sales to where you're a slime ball and everything else, but it's really just how can you actually talk to someone and see what their issue is? Because I'm not ever trying to sell someone who doesn't need my shit. Because number one, you're not going to stick. I'm going to spend time and resources on you for you not to stick. And then you're gone. Even if we do sell you and it's a finagle, it's not worth my time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely. There's lots of people when I tell them I had to, my business card said salesperson, director, VP of sales. And some people just don't like it. They automatically think you're a slime ball or the other thing they think is you're stupid. I love that. I was like, okay, you think I'm stupid. That's cool. All right.
Right. Well, they think salespeople are stupid.
There are, I mean, yeah, these are, it's a biases. You go talk to engineers and you introduce yourself as a salesperson, they immediately think you're an idiot. That's okay. I'll just leave with the most money. It's fine. No big deal.
Right. I'll leave with the most money and I'll have significantly more assets.
Yes.
And then I'll hire you on to do what I need you to do. That's all.
Yeah. The smartest person in the room doesn't win. One of the people that I often competed with for the top position, hands down, one of the smartest people I've ever met. He could only sell to other smart people. I could sell to everybody. Right. There are some buyers that want to go tit for tat with high IQ people. Not my cup of tea. I just find that, go to that other guy.
Right.
But I could sell to everybody.
You know your lane.
Oh, dude, my lane is much bigger. His lane is this big.
Significantly bigger.
Yeah.
And I truly think when you're going tit for tat for someone, it just becomes like a pissing contest. You're never going to win anyways.
Dude, it's a game. I don't want to play. The upside is so small that I just refuse to play. It's like, why do I want to bother with this stupid game? Yeah. Move
And
on.
have you ever thought, I truly think like I'm not very smart at all? And I know you think the same thing. Like, I'm not a smart guy. Like, because then you meet tons of other people who are insanely smart.
Yeah.
But I truly don't think thinking you're smart is a good thing.
I am not. Again, I know most people in this world are smarter than me. My unique task, my unique superpower is the ability to focus and execute and outwork anybody in my chosen lane better than anybody else. People say create YouTube content like 3 days a week. Fuck it. I create 5 videos a day, all original. All right. That's my superpower, right? I just figure it out. It didn't start that way, but you just work it out. And, now I'm done by 9 a.m. most days. Five unique videos, all recorded before 9 a.m. They come out, 2 hours apart. Starting at noon. So yeah, I'm not particularly smart. There's most people are smarter than me.
What do you say to the people who think they're the smartest in the room? What should they start doing? Because I think it will never benefit you to think you're that guy. And if you are the smartest guy in the room, you need to get out of the room.
Yes, you're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room, dude. You're never gonna grow.
Yeah, I don't know. I never even thought about that question. It doesn't faze me. What would I tell someone who thought, well, you really can't tell them anything because they're not going to listen to you. So I don't even bother. I'm like, I can't help you. You're clearly smarter than me. You're smarter than me. Anything I say, you're going to discount or ignore anyway. So I'm not going to give you a second of my time.
Right. But then you're never going to grow. That person is never, ever going to grow, and they're going to stay stagnant because they think
I have that person that I competed with 25 years ago is the exact same person he was then. Now, let me tell you, at 32 years old, pretty good job. Doing the same thing 20 years later, not so much.
No,
not
at all. And one thing that I talk to my employees about, they're like, I want to know everything to feel comfortable in their job. I was like, you think I know everything?
You're just gonna say, wow, everything?
I was like, I don't know shit. That's why we hire on people. Like, you don't need to know everything about the department. Just know your job.
Yeah.
You got to know this much about your job, and then just go ask the person. If I don't know something, I know one of you guys knows it, and then I go ask you. Exactly. You don't ever need to know everything, and you're worthless if you do. Because it's taking up too much mind space. I truly think it's taking up way too much space up there, and it's not leaving you time to think.
Well, just think about the car, right? What did Henry Ford do with the assembly line, right? You can technically build a car by yourself. You can. It'll just take a decade. Or you can have an assembly line and you have lots of people on it doing that much and produce millions of cars. Your call, your choice. What do you want to do?
Yeah. So I don't know. And this stops people from getting into entrepreneurship and real estate too, where they think they need to know everything. To where I do think you need to be educated, but man, you got to hop in. I truly think you got to hop in. Yeah. Be financially secured in some things, but you will run into a real estate situation that you have no idea what's going on.
Absolutely. All the time.
Right? And you're just like, all right, who do I need to ask? Someone will always have an answer, but you're never going to have all the answers if that's what's holding you back from hopping into things.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a trait out there where there's some people just want to keep learning. I don't know what it is. Like, I need more. I need more. I need more. I need more. I don't have that, right? I peruse, I look around, I find my thing. I understand. I probably, like, if it's a 10-step process, I probably get really comfortable with 1 and then I can see 2, but that's where I stop, right? Exactly. I then go execute 1. And then my little understanding of 2, I check and validate. And then I start to look at 3. It's not about, there's some people it's like, no, do 10 steps. I got to learn the next 11 because there's a surprise. I'm like, what are you doing? How you're never going to get anywhere.
And there's just so many steps, dude. Like you'll never get anywhere. And you get the analysis paralysis. And like, if you think you need to know it all, but
yeah, if you think there's 10 steps, there's 100. So yeah, exactly.
You just need to know, okay, what is my worst case scenario, right? Educate yourself. What is my, all right, everything hit the fan. Yep. And what is my best case? And am I prepared in whatever way, financially, emotionally, whatever, to handle this worst case?
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
All right, cool. Then just go.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of my success has been a lot of people think about the upside, right? Social media is all about the upside, the glitz and the glam and the sizzle. For me, all my life has been about what is the worst case scenario and can I manage the downside risk? If I'm comfortable with the worst case, I go. That's it.
So what happened to me recently? Mine and Kyle's rental in Bakersfield. Good God, has it been a shit show? But the guy, he gave us $20,000 option payment. Okay. And I was like, worst case scenario, this motherfucker doesn't pay us.
Okay.
Like he just quits paying us. The worst case scenario happened, but we still aren't even technically at a loss after 9 months of not taking payments. Like, and that's real estate too, right? Because people are not going to pay you anyways. Yeah. So, okay, our worst case scenario was like we put in a guy who was questionable, but he had enough money to give us a down payment of $20,000 on an option fee.
Wow.
And then he quit paying us 2 months in. I just disappeared.
Just disappeared.
Just disappeared. No cell phone, no nothing. Tried to get a hold of him. Went to the house, couldn't get a hold of him. Wow. So we start the eviction process.
Yeah.
And then they go to the COVID assistance program.
Of course.
COVID assistance takes care of everything. And then they don't sign the final paperwork, the tenants. They were going to cover 6 months backwards and 6 months forward.
Wow.
But I mean, that was the possible downside. And like we waited. I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah. If they don't ever pay us, we made $20,000, we break even, and we get the tax write-off.
There you go. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. This has been an interesting time, this pandemic, because I thought I knew what the worst case scenario was, but there's a couple new worst case scenarios to think about. That's for sure.
Do you think Biden's going to extend this shit?
No. CDC. It's not Biden for us in California. It's Newsom. CDC, I think, understands, given the losses they've suffered in federal court, they're not going to extend. But the real issue for us is our governor. Could he extend it? That's a better question. And he might.
I think riots will happen.
I don't think so. I mean, what riots happen if it does or doesn't get extended?
If it happens. Like I truly think we are going to, like the landlords are going to do something. Like there's already lawsuits against him, but like they got to get him out. They got to get him out.
Yeah. He's, I truly believe, again, I've actually talked to attorneys, some constitutional attorneys, given my YouTube channel, and they've all told me that there is no question that the U.S. Constitution, I think it's the Fifth Amendment, the taking clause has been validated or is being, being broken.
Been violated.
Violated. That's the word. Violated. But unfortunately, the legal system moves slow. So by the time it actually gets recognized, the crisis will be over. So that's why the CDC did it. What I hope happens is I hope there's a large multifamily person, or maybe even Disneyland, frankly. I wish Disneyland would do this. I think
Disney needs to fucking go after them, bro.
Sue them.
Disney needs to go after them.
Yeah, they got the bench. The problem is, by doing that, they're going to look bad to the public. So I don't know if they want the reputation risk, but somebody somewhere needs to step up and have a huge fine for bad behavior, for breaking the law, so it doesn't happen again. Because if you don't make this, if you don't have a penalty for this, they'll just do it again. The next crisis, they'll do it again. This can't happen again. The U.S. Constitution and the state of California's Constitution was invalidated. Contract law was not upheld. That's not okay. We are a country of laws. And somebody said, well, not that law. And that's not okay.
But like California, oh no. Disneyland, bye, babe. Oh, she can't hear me.
You tried. It's recorded.
So Disneyland is the largest employer in Orange County. Like they employ, what is it, 10,000 people or something?
Yeah, I read somewhere they lost $250 million, an estimated $250 million because of the lockdown. And oh, by the way, Disneyland's outside, people. It's not like it's inside.
Bro, it's outside.
It's outside.
It's outside.
What the hell?
Don't get me started on that, bro. People think I'm a whack-job conservative conspiracy theorist. I get so fucking mad. It was
outside, man. It's outside. It's not like indoors. Oh, it's crazy.
But like, so Disney needs to have the balls to do that. I truly think they do. I don't know if they will, Like, that's a lot of money that they lost. And then all of those people lost their jobs. All of those. So Gavin Newsom is responsible for all of those people in Orange County not working for that amount of time.
Yes, Gavin Newsom deserves a lot of the credit and blame, whatever side you're on. For
do you think we'll ever get our money back? Do you think anyone will ever get their money back from the government?
No,
I think
no,
never.
Not you and me. I think there will be there'll be some lawsuits. There'll be some attorneys that get paid for this. I don't really care about the money at this point. I don't want it to happen again. I don't want any governor, any president, left or right, red or blue, to be able to point at a crisis and break the law. Yeah. That's not supposed to happen. So I want this. It was a terrible event. It was a health crisis. But laws are laws, right? You don't use them when they suit you. The U.S. Constitution, you either care about or you don't. It's not like, well, I like it today and I don't like it tomorrow. That's not okay.
So when they said recall Gavin Newsom, they got enough votes. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
So when can they do it?
I think it's going to be scheduled in October or November. It is absolutely going to happen. Enough signatures happen and enough validated signatures happened. And he's going to go face recall. The problem is he's going to send out $600 checks to every Californian at some income level, and he's going to buy votes. I thought you couldn't buy votes, but he's going to with stimulus money. So we'll see. We'll see if he gets recalled. But he will be recalled. He may win or lose. I don't know.
When is his term up if he doesn't get recalled?
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah. So he essentially has to run twice. This year and next year.
And if he gets recalled, he's just out.
Out. Like Brown, I think, was the one that got replaced by Schwarzenegger, I think. Whoever Schwarzenegger replaced.
Like, it has to happen because I don't want him going any farther in politics. I think he's just a menace.
Dude, he's a pretty boy that has a nice vocabulary. Think about some of the things. People understand. Lots of people vote red or blue just by party.
Yep.
That's not who I am. I vote on the person. So let's just think about some things that Gavin Newsom has done. Gavin Newsom slept with the wife of his best friend. That's probably not okay.
Right? Like, if you're voting that person in the office ethically, do you want that person making decisions on your behalf?
He did that repeatedly, and he's a pretty boy with a good vocabulary, so he talked a girl into bed. It happened to be his best friend's wife. I'm not okay with that. You might be. There you go. How about the fact that he publicly said, after asking the California employees to take a 10 or 15% pay cut, he publicly said, I will be right there with you. I will take the same exact pay cut. Guess what? Didn't take a pay cut. He likes to say things for the press. He likes to look good on TV. He's not a very honest person. How about this one where he says, do as I say, not as I do. Don't go out to parties with friends.
Oh, that one was so bad.
Don't eat indoors. Wear a mask. But apparently, if you're in Napa at a $10,000 plate dinner, it's okay. Yeah, there's nothing about the man that the person, not the party,
the human being,
the human being that I could vote for. I would vote for a dog over voting for him.
So, and you interviewed Meet Kevin, right? About
I did.
Running. So what's going on with Meet Kevin? Is he really? He's like at it.
He's at it
and pushing.
I think he is. He's at it. He's running. He's also running as a Democrat, which I think is a genius move.
You have to. Well,
actually, no. I don't believe there's any other Democrats running. Most of them are Republicans because the Democratic Party, they want Gavin to win. They don't want anybody peeling votes off.
Really?
Yeah. So Meet Kevin running, because first off, if you hear Meet Kevin talk, does he scream Democrat or Republican?
He's a Republican, bro.
Oh, no question, right? At least 90%, right? But he knows if he runs as a Republican in California, he can't win. But if he runs as a Democrat, I think he'll admit he knows he can't win. But he's going to peel votes away from Newsom like 1 million votes away, and then that might sneak a Republican in. It's a genius move. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but if he did, that is genius.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, what does he even? And so that's what he's doing now. And how long was his like a rise? Like, has this been over like 5 years that he's become this rich via YouTube?
No, his YouTube, right? I interviewed him, I think in November of 18. He had about 80,000 subs. His main income at that point was selling real estate. That was where most of his income came from, was commission. He's gone, I think he's at 1.6 million subscribers now. And most of that came in the last 6 months. Basically stimulus. He hammered the stimulus videos every day, sometimes 4 or 5 times a day. And I bet you 500,000 to 800,000 followers came because he did stimulus bit videos, 3 or 4 times a day. That's what I saw.
Hey, good on him.
Oh, dude, he makes he makes about $1 million a month. I mean, what the hell?
And that's off of YouTube. That's only YouTube. Think about all the other ancillary stuff he's getting off of that too.
Dude, he's got to be making $20 million a year. It's crazy. Good for him.
20 million bucks. And I think the brand, again, is the most important thing you need to do. With Pace's company, he has the same company like mine. I don't think it's any better. I love Pace as a human being. I think I have a great company. Pace's company is an $11 million company, and it's only a year older than mine. And because people know Pace. Pace says, hey, use this company. He can make a post. Money comes in. Kylie Jenner's a billionaire because she can post on about her makeup line. Everybody just goes and buys her makeup line.
Exactly. Yep.
It's great. Brand. That's what I'm focused on now.
Yeah. Call magicians. Yep. I like what you're doing.
Not even that. Like just Stratton Brown. Like that's why I do these podcasts.
There you go.
Because the more people know about me, the more money I make. I truly think that's the truth. And any aspect that you are in, like if you're a salesman, everybody knows you sell windows. Mm-hmm. Who are they going to think of? You're going to think of like the crazy dude who sells windows.
I agree with you.
Well, what parting words do you have, Mr. Mike Zuber?
Well, I think there's a couple things we covered today. First off, we started with making sure your significant other is 100% on board. I believe in that. Then we talked about that relationship, doing the little nice things, the extras. If you work late night, 2 nights, take 15, 20 minutes to do something special for them. I think that's good advice. Don't focus on 5 things, focus on one. Every multimillionaire I know focused on one thing until they went out. And then at the end of the day, public speaking. If you want to challenge yourself to be better, public speaking is the place to go. So that's what I got for you.
Hands down. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back. I'm giving the Cincinnati Bengals head strength coach on. He was my strength coach in college. I'm super excited about that. One of the most influential people in my life.
Wow. Nice.
So be tuned in for that one. That's a little bit of a teaser for that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a great day.